Hello everyone, my name is Abhang and I'm back with a new video. In this video, we will see how Santaji Ghorpade and his army defeated 75,000 Mughal soldiers with the perfect planning, which is necessary in daily life too. Let's see how he did that. In 1695, in Solapur, on the bank of Bhima river, in village of Brahmapuri, the camp of Alamgir Badshah and Aurangzeb was set up. As usual, the soldiers were gathered up in the court. The Mughal Sardars were praying that Aurangzeb, who loved God, should be loved by God and called soon. His body was just looking like a skeleton. You must have seen in the biology lab, which I always shake hand with. But his activeness would make a young man feel ashamed of himself. With unwillingness, Sardars from Iran, Afghanistan, Turkey and many more were present in his royal red tent. With increasing age, Aurangzeb's anger was also increasing. Soldiers were tired of the Dakhan campaign, which was started more than 14 years ago. They were also thinking that when will good days come? Soldiers were tired of the same routine of going on the campaign ordered by Aurangzeb, and they chased the Marathas who flew with the speed of light and get tired and then hide while Marathas attacked them from middle of nowhere and then act like embarrassed. Ashamed, while Aurangzeb yells on them. In these 14 years, a new generation of Mughals were born in the camp. All soldiers wanted to return back to their territory, but crooked Aurangzeb did not even allow a soldier to leave their camp. Mughals were spending their money like water. Facing the Marathas was making the Mughal empire weaker as they were putting all their strength, money, and Aurangzeb didn't care about it. He just wanted to finish the Maratha empire. In this fire of vengeance, whole country was suffering. Brahmapuri was also renamed Islampuri by Aurangzeb, as he thought this name does not seem familiar or feels weird. As of today, Aurangabad city's name is also changed to Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. Aurangzeb was looking happy. Everyone who was looking down started feeling that this old man has something crooked being cooked in his mind. So everyone in the court was tensed as well as confused. He was planning a humongous campaign for which he had saved weapons, grains, which he never used in the last years, big powerful cannons, guns, an army of 70,000 soldiers, and that was an impressive move, but he is not gonna be impressed for much time. He also had a squad of 30,000 more soldiers ready. Aurangzeb had made arrangements of camels, elephants and whatnot, which would be plenty enough over the campaign. Aurangzeb had decided to finish Marathas completely. Zulfikar Khan and Asad Khan had surrounded the fort of Jinji with his army, and Aurangzeb had doubt that they had been helping Rajaram Maharaj, and it was true. But now, angry Aurangzeb had warned them to conquer the fort or Aurangzeb would not leave him alive. After that, Zulfikar Khan had no option. Rajaram Maharaj immediately called Santaji Ghorpade and Dhanaji Yadav, who were campaigning all over Maharashtra. Santaji gathered army of 20,000 horsemen and 15,000 soldiers were gathered by Dhanaji Yadav, and they were also heading towards Jinji with speed of light, as said before. To stop the Marathas from reaching Jinji, Zulfikar Khan sent force of 50,000 soldiers from Brahmapuri to reach Jinji. They had to pass Chalkeri, so they decided to stop Santaji near Chalkeri. Aurangzeb had divided whole South India in two parts from Bangalore to Vijapur, and its Subedar was Qasim Khan Kirmani, and below Bangalore to Kanyakumari, Subedar was Zulfikar Khan. Qasim Khan, who was in Hyderabad, was called immediately by Aurangzeb to Chitradurg with convoy of 15,000 soldiers. They both had decided to meet near Chalkeri. Santaji was not afraid of Mughal soldiers, but of the weapons they had, like the large cannons, guns. After all, he was grown up under the influence of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Sambhaji Maharaj. Mughals had more resources than Marathas, but they were not taught guerrilla warfare by Shivaji Maharaj and Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, which was taught to Santaji, and they also lacked courage. Santaji made a plan on the night of 12 November in which he made three groups. First group consisted 5,000 horsemen and second group consisted 15,000 soldiers and third group consisted 5,000 soldiers. The next day, Mughals were going to come near the spot where Marathas had set up their plan. Here tents were already set up for Qasim Khan. Chefs and some soldiers were already sleeping. They had to prepare feast early morning for so many people. After a sign, 5,000 Marathas directly attacked the camp. Many people who were there were killed before they could touch any weapon. Everyone was crying, screaming. His plan was successful. He gave horses to some people and told them to get away. He also took all the grains, animals, costly items with them, which were taken to Chitradurg. And after that, the camp was set on fire by Marathas. As soon as Qasim Khan got the news, he was very angry and rushed to the situation with 10,000 soldiers. He wanted to teach a lesson to Marathas, but he didn't know their techniques and tactics. That's why you should never take decisions in a hurry. Because Qasim Khan has set an example how this whole campaign went in vain because of his hurry. As Marathas saw the fire torches, they started killing the Mughal soldiers. Almost 2,000 soldiers were killed. Qasim Khan was also an experienced warrior. He gathered all the soldiers and understood that they were surrounded by Marathas. And in a minute, Marathas attacked them sword to sword. In the middle of the night, how they were able to see each other, they only themselves knew. But Karnataki archers had also great contribution in this war. On the side of Marathas, they killed Mughal soldiers accurately. Number of Mughals were drastically decreasing. Qasim Khan knew if they wanted to survive, they need backup, and he sent message to soldiers at the camp to come in the situation they were. All the soldiers rushed to Chalkeri. As soon as they got the message, only 2,000 soldiers and big heavy cannons were left at the camp. As backup of exhausted Qasim Khan arrived, he got energy and hope. Looking at the force, Vithoji Chavan backed off, and Qasim Khan's soldiers were only left 2,000. Qasim Khan thanked God that his life was saved, but in another minute, Santaji himself came with 20,000 soldiers. Qasim Khan thought as if God of death is walking towards him. Whoever knows Santaji's deeds started sweating and shaking with fear. The convoy of Vithoji Chavan was coming from another side, who were planning to attack when no one expected. Qasim Khan and other soldiers were not having much space for their movements. The battleground was crowded, which was favorable for Maratha, and in the moment, loud bursts were heard. Almost 1 to 2,000 soldiers ran away throwing their weapons. A third squad of Maratha soldiers attacked the camp, and with ease they looted and destroyed the camp. They also destroyed the cannons which were heavy and expensive. Later, all the explosive material was destroyed and disposed. Now this squad of soldiers headed towards Chalkeri and were on the way to attack Mughals from the backside. Now Mughals were surrounded by Marathas from every side. The day before, they were enjoying their feasts, and no one was expecting that Marathas are this capable. Now Mughals, instead of fighting, they were finding ways to escape. Karnataki archers were relaxed and taking the sweet time to shoot a soldier from a far hill. But now Santaji took his sword out with a little smile. His curvy royal moustache moved elegantly. The army of 15,000 soldiers was filled with energy when Santaji said, "Har Har Mahadev!" With great speed, they were heading towards Mughals as if an asteroid hit the surface of Earth where all the Mughal soldiers were standing. In minutes, the number of Mughal soldiers was decreasing. After 5 to 6 hours, sun was about to set. 6 to 7,000 Mughals were killed. Maratha soldiers backed off slowly. Even though they backed off, but they had surrounded the Mughals with safe distance. The Mughal soldiers who were dreaming of feasts didn't have a single grain of food. A sip of water was also like a sea for them. They were so thirsty, they even started licking mud. Again, it goes to Qasim Khan. On the day of 14th November, Marathas attacked Mughal from 3 sides again. Soldiers were fighting fiercely from both the sides. Qasim Khan was finding ways to escape from Marathas who surrounded them. Qasim Khan's hidden spies sent him message that around distance of 6 to 7 kilometers, Mughals had a small camp. There are some soldiers and nearby there was a lake too. Qasim Khan got some hope with support of that they can fight for some more time. The force gathered all their strength and ran towards the camp. With efforts, they reached the camp. Out of 70 to 75,000 soldiers, only 20 to 25,000 soldiers were remaining, and that they were not in the condition of fighting. The thirsty army started drinking water from the lake with the fear of all 25 soldiers will finish somewhat remaining grains and the food. The gate soldier closed the gates of the camp. Mughals had left most of their weapons in the first camp, which Marathas had already destroyed. In evening, the latest camp was also surrounded by Marathas entirely. They made the surround strict and were observing the actions. Cherry on the top was the force of 8 to 10,000 from Chitradurg of Raja Brahmappa Naik consisted Karnataki archers were also helping Santaji's army. These all Maratha soldiers were gods of death to Mughal soldiers. The fourth day, this news reached Aurangzeb. He sent Himmat Khan from Basopatnam for help. When Santaji got to know this news, Santaji himself with force of 10,000 soldiers headed towards Basopatnam for Himmat Khan. When this news reached Tanaji Zadho, he surrounded the fort of Basopatnam and Himmat Khan was blocked. As soon as Santaji got to know this, he again went towards Mughal camp for Qasim Khan. Aurangzeb sent again two soldiers named Sardar Rustam Dil Khan and Hamiduddin Khan towards camp. But they moved so fast that they reached the camp after 2 months. Now Santaji had made the surround more small and strict without attacking them and finished by only starving them. Qasim Khan Kirmani was addicted to weed or drugs. From last 6 to 7 days, he did not get it. So by giving some bribe to the gateman, he entered the little fort and all the soldiers were unhappy that the selfish man entered inside. As soon as Qasim Khan entered, he collected all the drugs that was available and ate it raw in huge amount and he died. Everyone lost their hope. Mughal soldiers surrendered themselves and said that at least kill us or prison us, but give us some food. Everything Mughals had was taken by Marathas. Weapons, elephants. They bared losses for about 2 crore rupees. As of today, this may be around 3,000 to 4,000 crores. After Treaty of Surrender, on the day of 25th November, Marathas fed the hungry Mughal soldiers. After that, they were also treated well and were also freed. Because of this kindness, Mughal soldiers were having tears. In the place of Marathas, if Mughals were there, they would have made a tomb of head of soldiers. Santaji had a rule that make the enemy so tired and finish his will of fighting. After that, Santaji made arrangements for soldiers to reach Basopatnam safely to Himmat Khan. Remaining soldiers were grateful of him. And Aurangzeb, disappointed old man, sitting quietly thinking what he's taking his test. I hope you liked today's video. Please share this video to your friends and relatives as they also get to know a great history. Let's meet you in the next one.